Alright guys, so we're going to start part 2 of this Ford Explorer 3.5 liter water pump replacement. If you haven't seen the first part, I'm going to leave a link in the video description for you to check it out. Other than that, let's get started. Alright, so what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to put our crank bolt back into the crankshaft here and spin this over to get this engine in time. We have our timing tools here that we're going to install here in just a moment. So we'll get these set up on the cams once we've got that all set, and that'll verify that we are in time here, and then we can start working on taking the chain off and getting the water pump out. All right, and then we're gonna do this by turning the crank clockwise. Always want to go in a clockwise motion. Alright guys, what we're looking for is these timing marks on the cam phasers to be somewhere right about the 12 o'clock position. Alright, so on top of the cylinder heads here, we're going to go ahead and take these oil feed lines off. That way we can get our tools lined up. That'll help us hold these cams still and know that we're in exact time. So let's go ahead and get these removed here. Alright, so once those feed lines are out of the way, we can go ahead and take our tool here and see how far off we are, or if we're dead on. Which that looks pretty good right there. Yeah, I think we're right on, guys. First try. Take your tool. And it'll sit right here on the flats of that camshaft and right up against the cylinder head. So let's go ahead and see if we can get this back one on too. Alright, so you see we got the back one on. Flat against the cylinder head there. The front one's on. Flat against the cylinder head. We are good to start removing this chain. Alright, so we're going to take our VVT solenoid out, this one here, and then this one over here, just to give us room to get the chain off, and they'll start getting the tensioner loose here. Alright, we'll go get that tensioner out of there. Next, the tensioner guide off. There we go. Let's go ahead and get our guide off the front bank here. Alright, just for reference, the longer bolt goes into the bottom. You see there's 2 bolts here, one short and one long. Alright, we can go ahead and slip our chain off now. Just got to kind of work it in between the phasers there. Alright, so once your chain's off, you're gonna have to fight it just a little bit. Twist it out of this back bank to get it past that phaser. But once you get it out of there, you'll be able to pop it right off. We'll go ahead and remove this guide here. And this one here, we're going to have to try to just take loose very gently so we don't take the phaser off, just to give this guide some slack to get the water pump out. Alright, and then we'll work on getting the water pump loosened up here. Alright, so I just shove a towel down in the bottom of the oil pan area, right below the oil pump, just for any of the coolant that's about to come out of this water pump. Just try to keep from as much as possible going into the pan. Doesn't really matter either way. When we get done here, we're going to do an oil change on it anyhow, so we'll be getting that all cleaned out. But let's go ahead and get this water pump taken off. Alright, and the water pump is removed. So we need to go ahead and work on getting all of this cleaned up, and then we'll get the water pump installed. Alright, once you get it all torqued down, just go ahead and spin your shaft on your water pump. And before we go any further, we're going to go ahead and hook up our coolant tank and pressure test the system to make sure we don't have any leaks before going back together here. So let's get that hooked up. Alright, so it all held pressure good, so we're going to go ahead and get the rest of the timing area here cleaned off from the RTV, and then we'll start working on setting the chain. Alright, and once all that's on there, you want to triple check your timing marks. Alright, so go ahead and get your oil feed lines put back on, both sides. Double check your timing marks one more time, and then we'll go ahead and get ready to install the front engine cover. Alright guys, so we're going to get our timing cover on, torque down all the bolts, coolant reservoir installed. We'll move on to getting the valve covers installed and the intake back on. Alright guys, we'll go ahead and get our intake on, valve covers on, get our harness all re-ran, get everything cleaned up, coolant topped off in here, let it run, check for any leaks.